In 1968, the A303 highway in southern England was widened. This highway passes through Wiltshire, home to one of the most famous archaeological sites, Stonehenge. Although this UNESCO site and associated henge sites are well known, you might not know about some of the artifacts found there, including these. Hi, I'm Dr. Smiti Nathan, and I'm an archaeologist. In this video, we're going to explore 4 artifacts that were found at these henge sites that also happen to contain hidden designs. These are 2 square chalk plaques that were found in a late Neolithic pit known as Chalk Plaque Pit near Amesbury, Wiltshire in England. To this small assemblage, 2 more fragmentary plaques have been found more recently, one from Butterfield Down, Amesbury, and one from Bulford. You might be wondering, what is a chalk plaque? These Neolithic objects are rectangular in shape and range from around 45 to 72 millimeters in length. They're made from chalk, which is a soft, white, porous sedimentary rock, which was a popular material during the Neolithic period in this region. Because they're made from chalk, the surfaces of these objects were easily smoothed. This means that images and designs could very easily be etched, altered, and even erased. These plaques are not the only chalk objects found in Britain during the Neolithic, but they're what we're going to focus on for this video. All 4 chalk plaques were found in a 5-kilometer cluster near Stonehenge. Together, these 4 plaques form a rare assemblage that beautifully showcases ancient engraved chalk in Britain. They may also constitute the oldest known art found at this World Heritage Site. So let's take a look at each of these plaques individually, starting with the 2 most complete plaques. These plaques were incised with geometric designs. They were found together in the Chalk Plaque Pit, along with late Neolithic grooved ware potsherds, and this detail will be important later. The whole assemblage has been dated to around 3030 to 2580 calibrated BCE, and this is based on radiocarbon dating animal bones found at the base of the pit. When it comes to the Butterfield Down plaque, it was incised on one side with a series of vertical parallel lines surrounded by a narrow border, and on the other side with 2 horizontal bands of vertical lines along the top and bottom of the plaque. Perpendicular grooves were scored into the edges of the plaque. The plaque was found in a Romano-British pit but has not been conclusively dated. In order to get an idea of a date, scholars compared the designs on the plaques to other similar designs found on other objects. However, there's still a slight debate on which time period these motifs actually belong to. Finally, the Bulford fragment was recently excavated from a late Neolithic pit. This pit also contained woodland substyle grooved ware, which dated to approximately 2950 BCE. So scholars felt confident that this plaque dates to around that time period too. What's interesting here is that scholars used a variety of dating methods to figure out the age of these plaques based on what information they had available to them. But there's more to this story than how old these plaques might have been. In fact, new work has added another level of detail to these plaques' stories. The researchers who originally analyzed these engraved chalk plaques created hand-drawn illustrations as well as taking black and white photos. However, more recently, researchers applied advanced digital photographic analyses to these artifacts. These include polynomial texture mapping, also known as PTM, and reflectance transformation imaging, also known as RTI. Both methods allow us to view the surfaces of objects with greater image resolution, which allows us to see details that might have been obscured before. For this video, we're going to focus on RTI. It's a photographic method that captures many images of a single object that has been subjected to a light source from various angles. When these images are uploaded to an RTI viewer platform, it's possible to view the object as a 3D model and move the light source around. The changing light source can produce different shadows and highlights. This is important because it allows us to see designs that might have been etched or scratched onto the surface of objects in the past, but are now pretty much invisible to the naked eye. The Wessex archaeology team that performed RTI on these plaques has been able to detect new artistic elements that were previously unseen. If we look at Plaque 1, it's decorated with the design now known as a Greek key or stepped design. This meandering design winds around the plaque and contains, within it, additional dotted and slashed incised marks. The design is mirrored below on the bottom half of the plaque. RTI demonstrated a sequence in the engraving. Before the step design was etched, a series of chevrons, which was a symbol common in ancient art of this time period, was also incised. So you might be wondering, what did these geometric and crisscross decorations mean? Well, unfortunately, we don't know. However, these decorations resembled those found on grooved ware pottery, which we mentioned earlier, as they were found alongside these plaques, as well as other Neolithic objects found at other sites, so it seems to be a common motif. These findings are literally shedding light on what we currently consider as the golden age of Neolithic chalk art. We're also getting glimpses into the creativity and intentionality of these ancient artists who were making these plaques. In fact, when it comes to these plaques in particular, there's little evidence of erasing or reworking the designs. These designs appear to have been deliberately planned and composed through the use of templates and mathematically dividing up the space on these plaques. Using such high-tech imaging techniques like RTI has helped us learn and document these artifacts in a way that contributes to our ongoing understanding of art in Neolithic Britain. This video is part of our Artifact of the Day series, where we take a quick look at one intriguing object from the past, or in this case, a set of objects. If you're interested in watching another Artifact of the Day video, check out the video here.